I've had my laser rangefinder for 18 years and I think it's time for an upgrade. Now the reason I've had this in the bag for 18 years is because it does a very good job of what I need it to do. And 18 years ago it was up to date and it was one of the best things ever, but times have moved on. This device requires an annoying battery. And when you have spare batteries in your golf bag, inevitably you forget to buy new ones when they run out. I've had a couple of scenarios where my playing partner's batteries have run out and I gave them my spare one and didn't replace my spare one. So I didn't know my yardages. And in my golf game, I value knowing how far I need to go very highly to score my best scores. And my reluctance to buy a new device has largely come from lack of innovation, lack of anything more than what my Bushnell Tour V2 actually did. There are some devices that do a little bit more, but not enough to go, oh, I really want that. And while it's lasted for 18 years, I kind of felt like, well, what if I buy something new and it breaks? And I managed to find this bad boy as its replacement. So the first point that attracted me to this is the 10-year guarantee. But we have the MILESEEY GenePro G1. And this is a lovely bit of kit. We've got a screen on the side, which is 2.13 inches, I believe, which is the biggest screen we have on any of these devices in the market. And we have a few different things that we can do on this. Now, my favorite time on the golf course in terms of distance measuring and mapping was when I had a watch and a laser at the same time. So I could laser where the pin was, and I also had front, middle and back of the green. What it didn't take into account was slope. What it didn't take into account was humidity. Now, in competition, you can't use those things, but if you use them outside of competition, you sort of start getting an idea of how much value they've got when you're in competition and not allowed it measured. So there's a par 3 at my home course, Leighton Buzzard, that goes downhill. Now, I did not know how far to play the shot, so I always had a massive guess on that shot for what, like 12 years? And then as soon as I got a device that had a slope rating on it, I lasered it and I realized it was a 19-yard difference. So now I know that hole is a 19-yard difference last time I checked. But that's one of the benefits of being your home golf course. Now, the downside of having a watch and a laser is that you need two devices charged up and ready to go. I also didn't like it in the winter when I had a long sleeve jacket on and I kept having to pull the jacket over the watch to have a look at the watch and then put it back, and I generally just don't like things on my wrist too much. So it had a limited shelf life of frustration. When I have a little look through here and I have a look at how far we've got to the pin, it absolutely finds the pin rapid. I'm very impressed at how quickly it just does it. What I used to have to do was I used to have to zap the trees at the back on purpose and then zap the pin to make sure I've got the pin. But with this, it's straight on the pin. Like, I haven't even started trying to look yet and it's on it. Now, with my hesitation of endurance on buying a new device, these MILESEEY devices have a 10-year guarantee, which gives me a lot of confidence in the brand and the product, because if they trust it to last 10 years and deal with anything that goes wrong with it within 10 years, then okay, I'm a happy camper. But this is the first laser rangefinder in the industry with laser and GPS and an adjustable touchscreen, so we can move this around, and it feels nice and sharp. It responds to what I do straight away with no lag. So the LCD display on here is really good, so I don't want to have my round. I want to pick that bit, I want to go to that bit, go backwards. It's really good sensitivity, it's really instant reaction on here as well. You buy this and you've got 43,000 golf courses preloaded on there and no subscriptions. But I love the fact you get this out of your golf bag, you press the button underneath and you've got the screen straight there on there. It turns them really quick. Press the bottom one again and it's off, so you save your battery life. Press it again. We do get 3 rounds of golf out of this device, but we can, with this, choose what point we want to go from and to from where we're standing. And then on the top, nice and simple, press the button and where's the flag? There it is. bosh, finds it really quick. In a Pro-Am environment where I'm playing with a team, I can laser my playing partner's golf ball and then I can laser the pin to show me their distance to the hole. Sometimes I play with golfers that don't have a distance measuring device, so they don't know how far they've got and I need to walk over there to tell them how far they've got. However, I can now stand there and tell them how far they are without having to walk over, so that saves time on the golf course. In addition to that, when I'm playing in match play and the furthest person from the hole has to go first, I can tell with certainty who is further away. And I'm going to play in Pro-Ams quite a lot, and I'm going to probably play match play quite a lot because that's just the sort of golf that I'm going to be playing. So if I think someone's further away, I can literally triangulate with this feature how far away they are to the pin, how far away I am from the pin, so I know precisely who needs to go first. And in match play, that can be a massive psychological advantage if they go first or you go first, or at least it can prepare your brain for what to expect. Now, I always expect in match play for every golfer to hold the shots they're going to hit if they can reach the target. So then I'm never disappointed if they actually do, and I'm delighted when they don't. And did you know the MILESEEY GenePro G1 has been rated the top GPS rangefinder of 2026 by MyGolfSpy? And I trust everything that MyGolfSpy do, as I feel like they do everything properly. We can get some yardages to a pin, and oh my days, it does pick up the pin so quick and so easy. It's just absolutely straight on it. You go down to here, we've got the slope on there, so it tells you what the slope is without it. And then if we go on here and try and laser here without the slope, again straight away on the pin, straight line yardage to the pin without slope when we have this toggled here. And if we go to Thetford Golf Club, which is where I'm stood right now, we've got the GPS on here giving us an aerial view. So I'm actually on the 6th. We've got 283 to the back of the green, and the pin is at the back of the green on this one, which is what I've just lasered. So we know if we want to go to the front, 284 measured on there, 285 to the back of the green, so it's pretty tight to the back. And if we want to go, so say I want to leave myself 100 yards in here, go up here 100 yards, I need to hit it 173 to get 100 yards left in. So that's a pretty cool feature to be able to split that apart. And in competition, you're not allowed to use the slope on the golf course. For example, you have a nice easy toggle on the bottom here that gives you slope and no slope. Easy peasy. When you're on the golf course, general play, try and learn what hole does what. So it might be the par 3s that you pay attention to it more. It might be that one hole is 19 yards down. It might be that one hole is 15 yards up, just so you know when you get there to add 15 when you're not using slope on the next occasion. And strategically on the golf course, sometimes if it's a bit uphill and a bit into wind, I want to hit it to the back edge of the green, and with a laser on its own, I don't know exactly how far that back edge is. But with this displayed on the side, so I'm looking at the distance and then I'm reading the back yardage, I know exactly how far that back edge is. And with the slope, I might even know how far it is with the uphill, downhill as well. So I can pick a number that doesn't quite reach the back fringe and commit to the shot and then see where it turns up. And if you're a bit like me and you hit the ball a bit wayward now and then, sometimes I can hit the wrong fairway. And I'm sure you can relate. If you're on the wrong fairway, you have a bit of a compass on here, using the compass to show me which direction the green is rather than having to tiptoe and jump up and look over the hills. This is also a fantastic feature when you can't see the green. So one downside with just a laser is that when you've got like the fairway that goes up and then the green is over the brow of a hill, you've got nothing to laser, and sometimes you have to laser a tree to the side just to try and get a guide. And again, that's a massive guess when you do that. You don't have front, middle and back from where you are, and you don't have where the pin is. So if you can't quite get the pin on that scenario, you've still got your front, middle and back on the screen, and you've still got a directional aim of like where you're going. So again, you might not see it. Again, I'm thinking of like a links course here, so Southwold where my dad plays, there's a couple of holes where you're stood there and you literally have no idea which direction to go. So it's quite enlightening to have some technology in the modern era where I can literally look at an arrow and go, oh, okay, there's a point of reference that's in line with that. I'm going to get over the golf ball and go at that point because this showed me where it was. So all in all, I think this thing is fantastic. I feel like it has everything built into it that I possibly need in one place, rather than having to look in 3 different directions on a different app, on a different device, on a watch, on a laser, and having multiple different things to get all the information that I might want to train my brain or learn how to get around a golf course and get some feedback from what I'm outputting in the golf shots. You plug this in, you charge it up, it lasts about 3 to 4 rounds, and away you go. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.